You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're exploring some really significant shifts happening in data, AI, and software systems. We've sifted through a whole bunch of recent reports and analyses for you.
That's right. Our goal is to pull out the key insights, connect the dots between what major companies are doing, and see how it all fits together.
Exactly. How they're changing data foundations, boosting developers, even reshaping operations. It's about seeing that bigger innovation picture.
So where should we start?
Let's kick off with data architecture. Netflix, for instance, has this unified data architecture, their UDA.
Oh, yes, the UDA.
It's essentially a knowledge graph system. They're using things like RDF and SHACL to map out all their business concepts.
Right, so it's not just storing data, it's modeling the relationships between concepts,
Yeah.
making everything consistent.
Exactly. Consistent and crucially reusable across different platforms. It boosts automation, interoperability.
And what's interesting is how this reflects a wider idea, coordinated progress. Well, think about modern distributed systems. They're complex graphs, right? Getting reliable work done depends on durable steps and dependable data flow.
Makes sense?
And there's been a bit of a gap there. That's where these durable execution engines like Temporal or Little Horse come in. They aim to ensure tasks reliably, despite the complexity.
Got it. So a solid foundation is key. Then how do we make sense of all that data efficiently?
Well, that leads us to things like lightweight text analytics workflows with DuckDB.
DuckDB, right, high-performance SQL.
Exactly. Imagine doing keyword search, full text search, even semantic search inside DuckDB.
Wow.
You can pull in Hugging Face datasets, generate embeddings, use BM25, cosine similarity, all within SQL. It's pretty powerful for analysis without needing a whole separate system.
That definitely sounds efficient. Speaking of efficiency, Pinterest had a big challenge, right, with ad retrieval.
They did. Serving billions of ads quickly is tough. Their answer was an offline approximate nearest neighbor system, ANN.
Approximate, so not exact matches.
Precisely. Finding exact matches is slow and expensive at scale. ANN uses clever models, like two-tower models and these hierarchical graph structures, to find good enough matches super fast. It's a sublinear search, meaning they don't check everything, drastically cuts computational cost. Sometimes close enough is much better overall.
That's a smart trade-off. Okay, let's shift to the developers building all this stuff. Intuit's approach sounds interesting.
Yeah, their platform-centric AI-assisted code generation. It's not just generic AI.
How so?
They use what they call golden repositories, basically curated best practice code relevant to Intuit.
Ah, so the AI assistant understands their context.
Exactly. For things like TurboTax, QuickBooks, it generates much more relevant code, boosting productivity. It knows the Intuit way, essentially.
Very cool. And sticking with developer tools, what about consistency?
That's where things like dev containers with DB Fusion come in.
Dev containers, isolated environments.
Right. Reproducible. Everyone gets the same setup. Super important when you're rolling out something new and powerful like DBT Fusion, which is Rust-based.
Avoids those works on my machine problems.
Totally. Smooths onboarding, ensures builds are consistent, less friction.
Makes sense. Okay, let's talk operations. Share Chat's move to WarpStream sounds pretty dramatic.
It really was. They replaced Kafka.
Which is huge. Kafka's everywhere.
Right. But WarpStream is stateless. The result, infrastructure costs cut by up to 60%.
60%. Wow.
Oh, and get this. Spark processing accelerated 26 times.
26. That's staggering. Huge operational win.
It really highlights how platform choices can have massive downstream effects.
Okay, and automation keeps popping up. What about web scraping or interacting with web apps?
There's an interesting Python library called PyDol. It uses the Chrome DevTools protocol, not the usual web drivers.
Where does that matter?
It allows for more human-like browser automation. It can even handle native CAPI-TCHA bypass in some cases, which is often a big hurdle.
Interesting. And on the agentic side, building apps that understand language.
Yeah, there's work on building an agentic app with ClickHouse MCP and Copilot Kit. The idea is you give it natural language prompts.
Like, show me sales trends.
Kind of, maybe. Analyze real estate prices in this area. It interprets that, queries data, like in ClickHouse, and generates interactive dashboards dynamically, turning language into analytics.
That feels like the future. So pulling back to the market level, lots of big moves lately.
Definitely. Salesforce buying Informatica, Databricks, and Neon, Snowflake, and Crunchy Data. The competition for AI and data workloads is really heating up. consolidation.
And what does that mean for companies navigating this?
It means unified and decoupled data governance becomes critical. You need control and visibility, especially as platforms shift. Open standards like open lineage, open data contracts, they're becoming essential tools.
To manage the complexity.
Exactly, especially amidst all this market change.
And bringing it to the real-world supply chains, the reflexive supply chain stack.
Yeah, this is fascinating. It's about tackling the bullwhip effect, those huge inventory swings.
Right, where small changes amplify down the chain.
This stack integrates sensing, thinking, acting layers. The goal is to slash decision latency from days down to minutes.
Minutes.
Yeah, which leads to smoother inventory, fresher products, less waste, making the supply chain truly responsive.
That agility seems key everywhere, like with generative AI for innovation.
Absolutely. It's not just about the AI model itself.
Right.
Robust data management, retrieval augmented generation, that's what turns ideas into actual solutions effectively. Good data is still the foundation.
And of course, we can't forget the tough practical stuff like mapping data domains, always harder than it looks, and the crucial lessons learned from high-stakes data migration.
Oh yeah. Meticulous planning, dependency mapping, dual writes, endless testing. You can't shortcut that stuff. It's critical, but often underestimated.
What an incredible range of innovation we've covered, from data architecture fundamentals right through to AI coding assistance and responsive supply chains.
It really shows how interconnected everything is becoming. So the big question for you listening in is this. As data truly becomes the central nervous system across industries, how might these technologies fundamentally change the way you work? How you interact with systems, make decisions, maybe even redefine your role?
That's definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
You've been listening to The Vocal Technologist. Tune in next time.